Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today our topic is pollution and types of pollution. This is a subject of contemporary issues and trends in education. Its code is 381 and lecture number 17. The outlines of lectures are: we shall study about pollution, then types of pollution, then its causes, then effects, then measures, and some statistical data. First of all, we see that what is definition of pollution. The contamination of air, water or soil by substances that are harmful to living organisms. So this is called pollution. Pollution can occur naturally, for example through volcanic eruptions or as a result of human activities such as the spilling of oil or disposal of industrial waste. We can also explain it that pollution is the introduction of contaminant into the natural environment that cause adverse change in the form of killing of life, toxicity of environment, damage to ecosystem and aesthetic of our surroundings. In broad view of pollutions, the term pollution refers to any substance that negatively impacts the environment or organisms that live within the affected environment. There are 5 types of major pollutions include air pollutions, water pollutions, soil pollutions, light pollutions and noise pollutions. The other definition is an unwanted change in the environment which involves the physical, biological and chemical change involving air, water and land which affects the human life in one way or the other. Pollution has become a serious issue after World War II in developing countries due to the unchecked rapid industrializations. Pollution is the root cause of many diseases that kill and disable living organisms. In broad view of pollution, we have discussed that the term pollution refers to any substance that negatively impacts the environment or organisms that live within the affected environment. So here there are different types of pollutions like radioactive contaminations, water pollutions, visual pollutions, thermal pollutions, plastic pollutions, noise pollutions, light pollutions, air pollutions, soil contaminations, littering. The different types are air pollutions, water pollution, noise pollution, littering and soil contaminations, radioactive contaminations, thermal pollutions, visual. So first of all, we see that what is air pollution. Air pollution is a mixture of solid particles and gases in air. Car emissions, chemicals from factories, dust, pollen and mold spores may be suspended as particles. Ozone, a gas, is a major part of air pollution in cities. When ozone forms air pollution, so it is also called smoke. So some air pollutions are poisonous. There are different sources of air pollutions, major sources of air pollutions from particulate matter include the inefficient use of energy by household, industry, the agriculture and transport sectors and coal-fired power plants. In some regions, sand and desert dust, waste burning and deforestation are additional source of air pollution. Air pollution is contamination of the indoor or outdoor environment by any chemical, physical or biological agent that modifies the natural characteristics of the atmosphere. Sources of Air pollutions. There are different sources like mobile sources such as cars, buses, planes, trucks, and trains, and stationary sources such as power plants, oil refineries, industrial facilities, and factories, and area sources such as agriculture areas, cities, and wood burning fireplaces, household combustion devices, motor vehicles, industrial facilities, and forest fires. Pollutant causing air pollutions. What are those? It includes particulate matter, carbon monoxide, ozone, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. Sources or other pollutants are combustions from industry. Almost all of the common air pollutants can be produced by industrial process. Transportation emissions, agriculture side effects, home heating, home cooking, volcano eruptions, forest fires, tobacco smokes. So these are the different sources that we have discussed. Here is the acid rains. Now see that how the rain when drops of rainwater they carry H2SO4 and HNO3. How to control air pollutions? On days when high particle levels are expected, take these extra steps to reduce pollutions, like reduce the number of trips you take in your car, eliminate fireplace and wood stove use, avoid burning leaves, trash, and other materials, avoid using gas powered lawn and garden equipment. So these were different methods how to control, and other methods are maintaining a healthy distance between industrial and residential areas. The chimney should be constructed tall in size so that the emissions must be released higher up in the environment. Sulfur must be removed after burning. The gasoline must have anti-knocking agent, and the mining area should be planted with trees. The coal fuel should be replaced with gas fuel to control the air pollution. The automobiles must be designed with emission control system. The waste must be removed and recycled in industrial plants and refineries. Plants like pine and ribes need to be planted to metabolize the nitrogen oxides and other pollutants. Timely servicing of the car helps to keep it in a good conditions and also minimizes fuel exhaustion. Using public transportations helps to prevent the air pollutions. Using alternative energy sources like solar energy, hydroelectric energy, and wind energy. Then we see that water pollution. Water pollution is the pollution of bodies of water such as lakes, rivers, seas, the oceans, as well as the groundwaters. It contains it occurs when pollutants reach their bodies of water without treatment. Waste from homes, factories, and other buildings get into the water bodies, and as a result, water gas gets contaminated. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies like lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifers, and groundwaters. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, usually as a result of human activities. Water bodies include the examples lakes, rivers, oceans, aquifer, and groundwaters. Water pollution is the leading worldwide cause of death and disease because of due to the waterborne diseases. Water pollution occurs when pollutants are discharged directly or indirectly into water bodies without adequate treatment to remove harmful compounds. Water pollutions affect plants and organisms living in these bodies of water. In almost all cases, the effect is damaging not only to individual species and populations, but also to the natural biological communities. Polluted water. Now, there are different types of water pollutions, like nutrient pollutions. Some water waste, fertilizers, and sewage contains high level of nutrients. Surface water pollution, oxygen depleting, groundwater pollution, microbiological, suspended water, suspended matter, chemical water pollutions, oil spillage. In water, polluted waters, domestic sewage is there, industrial wastewater, agricultural wastewater, construction site stormwater, urban runoff, and petroleum hydrocarbons, plastics, pesticides, heavy metals, sewage, radioactive waste, and thermal effluents. Moreover, detergents, chloroforms, food processing waste, insecticide and herbicides, petroleum, hydrocarbons, gasoline, diesel fuel, jet fuels, and fuel oil, lubricants or motor oil, and from storm water runoff. Preventing water pollutions. Do not pour fat from cooking or any other type of fat, oil, or grease down to the sink. Keep it a fat jar under the sink to collect the fat and discard in the soil water when full. Conserve water by turning off the tap. Do not dispose of household chemicals or cleaning agents down to the sink or toilets. Mind what you throw down your sink or toilet. So don't throw paints and oils in water channels. Use environment friendly household products such as washing powders, household cleaning agents. Take great care not to overuse pesticides and fertilizers. Don't throw little into rivers, lakes, or oceans. Help clean up any litter you see or beaches or in the rivers and lakes. Make sure it is safe to collect the litter and put it in a nearby dustbin. Avoid using a toilet as a waste basket. Most tissues, wrappers, dust cloth, and other paper goods should be properly discarded in the waste bucket. Avoid using a garbage disposal. Keep solid waste solid to make a composite pile from the vegetable scraps. Install a water efficient toilet. In the meantime, put a brick or one or two gall container the standard toilet tank to reduce water use per flush. Treating polluted water. The processes involved in the removing the contaminants include physical processes such as settling and filtration, chemical processes such as disinfection and coagulations, and biological processes such as slow stand filtration. Suspended soil particles and inorganic material can be removed by the use of filters. Use of biological filters and processes can naturally degrade the organic waste material. After above two steps, chemical additives are supplied to get rid of any leftover. Moreover, you can see here that how we can treat the polluted water to make it pure. Then it comes light pollution. What is light pollution? Light pollution is excessively misdirected or obtrusive artificial light. Too much light pollution has consequences. It washes out street light in the night sky, interferes with astronomical research, disturbs ecosystems, has adverse health effect, and waste energy. Light pollution, also known as photopollutions or luminous pollutions, are excessive, misdirected, or obtrusive artificial light. Pollution is adding light itself in analogy to added sound, carbon dioxide, etc. There are some causes. What are those causes? Degradation of photic habitat by artificial light, alteration of natural light levels in the outdoor environment. Due to indoor light pollution, human health is compromised. How can we control the light pollutions? Excessive lighting should be avoided. For lighting, an applicable design should be followed. Light engineering should be applied for streets. Then it comes the next, noise pollutions. Noise, this is a we can say that is associated with the several health conditions including cardiovascular disorders, hypertension, high stress levels, tinnitus, hearing loss, sleep disturbances, and other harmful and disturbing effects. Noise pollution is displeasing or excessive noise that may disturb the activity or balance of life, human or animal life. Noise means disgust or discomfort hearing from environment. There are some sources like machines, transportation system, motor vehicles, aircrafts, trains, poor urban planning. Then there are some effects of noise pollution, and what are those effects? Like noise pollution affects both health and behavior. Unwanted sound can damage psychological health. Then noise pollution can cause annoyance, aggressions, hypertensions, high stress levels, and hearing loss, and sleep disturbances and other harmful effects. What are the effects of noise pollution? That the chronic exposure to noise may cause noise induced hearing loss. Older males exposed to significant occupational noise demonstrate significantly reduced hearing sensitivity than their non-exposed. How can we control? We have different methods to control the noise. Soil pollutions. What does it mean? Soil pollution, soil contamination, or soil pollution is caused by the presence of xenobiotic, human-made chemicals or other alterations in the natural soil environment. It is typically caused by industrial activity, agricultural chemicals, improper disposal of. Soil contaminating chemicals include petroleum hydrocarbons, polynuclear aromatic hydrocarbons, pesticides, lead, and other heavy metals. And how to control soil pollutions? So we can control the soil with the different methods like limit the use of fertilizers and pesticides, awareness about biological control methods and their implementations. The grazing must be controlled and forest management should be done properly. Afforestation and reforestation must take place. Proper preventive methods like shields should be used in areas of wind erosions and wind. Treating waste of industries, treating nuclear waste, proper disposing of plastic and other garbage. Then air pollutions do have health effects, effects on cardiovascular health, effects on breathing, links to cancer, effects on children, and health effects in relatively clean areas. Then pollution in general. In general, the most polluted world cities are Egypt, Sincero, Pakistan, especially in Lahore, India, in its city Kolkata, China, Tianjin, and again China, Chongqing, in Pakistan, Karachi, Pakistan also Faisalabad, in Indonesia, Jakarta, and in China, Xinjiang. And if we observe the different situation of incidents A single solution is go green and reduce pollution. This is very important. Now this was all about this lecture, but before we would again go through a few of the definitions that we have studied. We have studied the definition of pollution, that pollution can occur naturally, for example through volcanic eruptions or as the result of human activities such as spilling of oil or disposal of industrial wastes. We have discussed different types of pollutions like air pollution. Air pollution is a mixture of solid particles and gases in the air. Car emissions, chemicals from factories, dust, pollen and mold spores may be suspended as particles. Then we have discussed water pollution. Water pollution is the pollution of bodies of water such as lakes, rivers, seas and oceans, as well as groundwater. So then we have discussed light pollution. Light pollution is excessive, misdirected or obtrusive artificial light. And then we have discussed noise pollution. Noise pollution is associated with the several health conditions including cardiovascular disorders, hypertension, high stress level, etc. And then soil pollution, soil contamination or soil pollution as part of land degradation is caused by the presence of xenobiotics, chemicals or other alterations in the natural soil environment. Then pollution in general, that pollution is the introduction of contamination into the natural environment that cause adverse change. So pollution can take the form of chemical substances or energy such as noise, heat or light. So pollutants, the components of pollutions, can be either foreign substances or naturally occurring contaminants. Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.